everybody, and welcome back to the most extra Star Wars trivia show this side of the spice mines of Kessel, TankTop Trivia. I'm your host, GJ Stoutimore, and tonight we're once again diving into the most bizarre and tangential Star Wars lore you've probably never heard before. You all know the drill. Every Tuesday, I get the pleasure of bombarding our guests with questions from obscure, behind-the-scenes fare to the weirdest facts about the galaxy far, far away, and we're pulling out all the stops. So jump into your Z95, strap in, kiss that photo of Mara Jade that you have sitting by your pilot stick, and prepare for another deep dive into the Star Wars trivia.
Unstick that picture from between that fucking Star Wars Insider that you bought in 1990
First things first, let's welcome back our recurring guest, the man behind our game show's title, the human Wookiee behind some exceptional Game of Thrones bar reactions, incredible reaction content, and other hijinks of the on-camera variety. Read into that what you may. Your favorite YouTuber, Mr. SeanTankTop.
Hello there. I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing doing all right. You know, like we coming off of that first episode. I remember I tell you this, man, like you did that opening scrawl, and it was like Brian De Palma wrote it. You distilled everything. You're like, we're gonna fucking, which he did, right? Some of the original scrawl from episode from A New Hope. But like where you were just like, we're gonna poke, we're gonna prod, we're gonna piss this guy off, and man, did you fucking deliver, dude? You fucking like.
Answer is A. Princess Leia.
This is starting to piss me off. Like you all, and fuck you, Dave. Absolutely.
Listen, Sean, so here's my question to you before we kick off. Sure. How into the whole Han and Leia romance are you? Did you have a crush on Princess Leia growing up? Were you jealous of Han, or did you ship this whole thing for this?
Yeah. I mean, she was a fucking babe, dude. I mean, like, she was, you know, it's Carrie Fisher in 1997 and 1980 and stuff like that, you know, and also coming, you learn now, like, how much of a fucking fun ass hang she would have been. The cocaine nail and fucking in Return of the Jedi
is real.
doesn't tells no lies. But no, I enjoyed their chemistry.
Sean. What? Wait, let me ask you a question.
Please.
Why did Han Solo refuse to play hide and seek with Leia?
Wait, I don't. You said like because I'm solo. I don't know why.
Because she found him irresistible.
Pretty good. That's not bad. That's pretty good. I mean, I kind of wanted to die. I kind of wanted to die, and I think later, like once that works its way through my system and stuff, I'll probably be like shitting clotted blood. I always liked them. I always liked Han, and I always liked their chemistry, and I think that's really what sort of sells it. And that's sort of what
we're gonna see how much you know about them and their chemistry.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Let's make like the Ewoks, the OG furries of the Star Wars universe, and get our freak on like the second Death Star just blew up. Let's play. Today's category is the Courtship of Princess Leia. Nice. Interesting factoids from the Legends canon and book title of the same name, which is apocryphal now since the Disney acquisition. Don't cry about it. You can still read. These books are still around.
They're still out there.
They're still out there. Pick up a book and read. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
It delves into the circumstances behind what solidified their romantic connection. Here is question 1, Sean.
Let's do it.
In her lavish proposal to betroth her son Prince Isolde to Princess Leia Organa, what else did the Queen Mother of Hapes offer the New Republic? Was it A, ownership of the ancient bathhouses of Erebon?
Okay.
Was it B, access to the ancient Jedi archive and training ship? Was it C, a gun of command? Or D, Prince Isolde's extensive trove of Whaladon meat?
Whaladon? Can I have one clarification or one kind of like a slight lore thing that could maybe, because again, I am going to be guessing because I don't know fucking shit about this stuff. Is this things that were going to happen to her before A New Hope? Is that what we're talking about?
The Courtship of Princess Leia is a New Republic story.
Okay, that's a New Republic story. Okay, cool.
I'm going to give you the options again.
I'm going to go, let me hear them again, but I think I know.
Ownership of the ancient baths of Erebon. That's A.
Yeah.
B is access to an ancient Jedi archive and training ship. C is a gun of command. And D is Prince Isolde's extensive trove
of fucking space whale meat. Go fuck your mother. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, okay, so like, or what that Obi-Wan was cutting up on Tatooine while he was like
Obi-Wan would never cut up Whaladons
or whatever. Yeah, so I think it's B. The Jedi
access to the
arts
ancient
and the
Jedi
training ship and everything like that. It's maybe the only thing that seems of such importance to her and her brother's like newfound kind of mission of shepherding and then this new republic, that she would consider possibly like kind of going against her relationship with Han. I would say, because I don't know how important all the other shit. Who the fuck knows? Maybe this fucking space whale meat is like, it's like spice in fucking Dune or some shit where like they need it for interdimensional travel or whatever the fuck.
I can't wait to introduce you to Whaledons.
No shit.
All right,
yeah.
so your final answer is B, access to an ancient Jedi archive and training ship.
Well,
Sean, I think that's a solid answer, but much like the idea of Palpatine mating and procreating through full intercourse, you are deeply, incredibly, and skin-flakingly wrong. The answer is C, a gun of command. We're going to cut over to some lore so we can talk about what that is.
All right, let's talk about the gun of command. It may sound like I hate this thing, but to be honest, the existence of a gun of command speaks to a more unhinged period of time in Star Wars fandom, where which things like this could make it into literature and nobody would even bat an eyelash. There'd be no videos about it because there weren't any repositories like YouTube or social media to complain on. You have to go to boards.theforce.net, which I did many times, and nobody was really talking about this. So let's talk to you a little bit about what a gun of command actually is, why it's like just the most ridiculous thing in the world, why this whole book is in fact kind of ridiculous, but why I love it so much. A gun of command made victims almost unable or completely unable to distinguish between their own thoughts and the enemy's. The guns worked by releasing electromagnetic wave field, which disabled the victim's thought processes. It's literally a mind control gun. Remember when you were running around as a kid, maybe this was just me, I have a mind control gun. Yeah, that's what this is. Once affected, the victim can follow any simple command, even blatantly suicidal ones. They used to use on Hapes the gun of command as a form of execution, where the condemned male, and FYI, women were not ever executed on Hapes under any circumstances. Hapes sort of seems like what people pretend Disney is today, but whatever. The men would be shot with a weapon, then handed a blaster in order to take their own life. Yeah, that's way more humane, right? Earliest prototypes were rifles, turning up in 0 ABY. Who cares about this? The rulers of the Hapes cluster presented Princess Leia Organa with 63 treasures from their worlds, including the gun of command. Now, what's funny is it actually does get used in the book Courtship of Princess Leia, but it's by Han Solo. He shoots Leia with it to force her to come with him to the planet Dathomir, then removed the circuitry of the gun, rendering it useless, so Leia couldn't shoot him back. It's just... yeah, this book is problematic. Anyway, another gun of command was later used on Luke Skywalker by 3 Hapens, but, he resisted it through the Force. So that trump card has always been around. Now, as silly as this sounds, a mind control gun wouldn't be out of place in a Buck Rogers serial. This is the kind of stuff that influenced George Lucas. So, whereas I appreciate the Courtship of Princess Leia's unhinged inclusion of something this weird and this funny, almost in a nod to the influences on George Lucas, I also think it's, I'm glad we're not seeing this anymore. And that is the lore behind the gun of command.
Well, Sean, now you know all about the gun of command. Doesn't that sound cool?
No. Well, no, I don't need Space America. Like, I got to trade it for a gun, like, or whatever. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't know.
It's such an on-the-nose title, gun of command.
Gun of command, right. Yeah, that's
what I love about this era of fiction in Star Wars is you got some truly unhinged stuff, and I actually love it. I love it all. That's what leads us to question 2.
It's some goofy horse shit, but like that is funny.
So, well, just wait till you get question 2, Sean. This group of Force witches lived on Dathomir and were rivals to the Nightsisters.
Oh, damn. Okay.
The option A, the Order of the Ephemeral Gem. B, the Splintering Eye Clan. C, the Way of the Wills. Or D, the Singing Mountain Clan.
I don't think it's the Way of the Wills. And this is all. Is this Legends or is this now canon?
No, this is all of this is the same category of the Courtship of Princess Leia book.
Okay.
Which is
okay.
Yep. It's all from the same book.
Fuck. I mean, like, I don't know. The Wills is something that they kind of like reinstituted into lore in the Disney era, specifically, at least live action wise, through Rogue One, I believe, because that's what Donnie Yen's character was. I am one with the Force, and the Force is one with me, and blah, 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 whatever the fuck he was saying. Like,
can you see why I wanted you to be on a specific knowledge show? Because you're like, whatever the fuck they say.
No, I mean, like, that's, like,
I should have literally been like, it's quote from Rogue One. I'm probably going to use that now.
No, but like now, like they sort of, well, like that's what it is. Like I have my tank of knowledge or purported knowledge, and then when it runs out, when it runs on E, like I just go, or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Because it's fake space.
That
facts.
may or may not be why I wanted to do this show.
Yeah,
let me read you the options again.
One more time.
The Order of the Ephemeral Gem is A. B is the Splintering Eye clan, and C is the Way of the Wills. D is the Singing Mountain clan.
I want to say it's B or C, just given the fact that I have absolutely no cock-sucking, motherfucking piece of shit, pissing, shitting, cunting idea. What the fuck? Just gonna go with the Wills because we are in an era where we have retired, where we're like, this is no longer canon, but then we're taking characters, we're taking concepts, we're taking whatever, and we're fitting them into an element of the story that we want to tell. And so I'm just gonna go with the Wills just because
you're gonna go see the Way of the Wills
out of familiarity, but I also realize that could be totally biting me in the ass, and that's just it's there as like a red herring for me to kind of like a blue tick hound to follow down a fucking dead, get stuck in a fucking dead tree or something like that, and then have to be put down, which is how I feel right now. So let's.
Okay, well, all right. So see the Way of the Wills. Final answer.
Let's go Way of the Wills.
Sean, very much like Kiadi Mundi, the conehead of the Star Wars universe, you are as usual wrong as fuck.
Yes.
The answer is D, the Singing Mountain clan.
Oh, but we haven't heard of the Singing Mountain clan in a millennia.
We're going to cut over to some lore about the Singing Mountain clan right now.
The Singing Mountain Clan is a group from the Star Wars Expanded Universe, now Legends canon, featured in the book The Courtship of Princess Leia by Dave Wolverton. They're native to Dathomir and often clash with the Nightsisters, who tend to use the Force for darker, more sinister purposes. The character Tenennial Jo plays an important part of the story and is a member of the Singing Mountain Clan. She's a powerful Force-sensitive witch who eventually becomes the wife of Princess Soldier of the Hapes Consortium. Together, they have a daughter, Tenel Ka, who becomes a Jedi in Luke Skywalker's new Jedi Order. Now, somebody else, a secondary character in the novel, is another member of the Singing Mountain Clan, Karana T. She'd eventually go on to play an additional role in the other Legends canon books, especially the Jedi Academy trilogy by Kevin J. Anderson. She decides to join Luke Skywalker's Academy on Yavin 4. Leaving Dathomir, she begins her training to become a Jedi Knight. At the Academy, Karana T learns to hone her Force abilities under Luke's guidance, combining her unique Dathomirian skills with the Jedi teachings. Karana T quickly proves herself as a dedicated and capable student and is known for her physical prowess. She's one of the few masters of Luke's order to survive the Yuuzhan Vong invasion and subsequent war. Her story highlights how the new Jedi Order is growing by including people from different cultures and traditions, and becomes a key player in the new Jedi Order. All in all, while the Nightsisters might be the most well-explored of the Dathomiri Force witches today, the Singing Mountain Clan has, and might someday again, had an important role to play in past iterations of Star Wars lore.
Well, that's all there is about the Singing Mountain clan that we're going to tell you for now. Sean, I understand why you chose the Way of the Wills. They're not a real order, by the way. Neither is the Splintering Eye or the Order of the Ephemeral Gem, but I do appreciate the honest crack at it. Let's give you a chance of redemption here, because I think if you're going to get any right, this is my pick that you will.
Okay, interesting. Right. So that'll make it make it extra embarrassing when I don't. Thanks a lot, Gabe.
Yeah, correct. Correct. I'm not here to help you. Question 3: this Nightsister was able to generate Force storms and once defeated Luke Skywalker. Is it A, Mother Talzin, B, Gethzerion, C, Tenennial Jo, or D, Kyrisa? Now you know what a Nightsister is. I know you know that.
Yeah, and I know the Mother Talzin.
Yep. Yeah, she had that creepy voice.
Yeah, and and then got instituted. I think became like a pretty big player within the Clone Wars timeline.
Mm-hmm.
But because
once defeated Luke Skywalker, I mean that's a big deal.
That's pretty crazy, and but I am going to say, because maybe some of that material was kind of happening before the Disney acquisition. So what I'm going to go is I'm going to go with, what was the last one? Can you say that name one more time? The
Kyrisa? I'll go through all four.
Yeah.
A, Mother Talzin. B, Gethzerion. C, Tenennial Jo. Or D, Kyrisa.
I want to go D, Kyrisa, because that sounds the most familiar, and I think that, and again, it's probably Mother Talzin, and they probably just did it. Nope, Mother Talzin. Fuck it. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna.
Mother Talzin. Okay,
let's lock it in.
Let's lock it in. Okay, lock A, Mother Talzin. So, Sean, you know when Anakin goes and kills all the Tusken Raiders, including the women and the children?
Sure.
And from the they kidnapped.
When he slaughtered them like animals, yes.
Yeah. You know how Padme sort of acknowledges that there's a problem, but kind of doesn't say much to Anakin?
Yeah,
just kind of lets it go.
I remember being quite alarmed by that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not going to be Padme. I'm going to tell you you're fucking wrong. It's B, Gethzerion.
Okay, so it was neither of them. Okay, nice. Okay, sick.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's hear a little bit about Githzerion with a little lore.
Before there was ever Mother Talson, there was Githzerion. She's the leader of the Nightsisters, or was in the Courtship of Princess Leia, and rumor had it that Githzerion was so powerful that even Emperor Palpatine didn't want to mess. She was cunning and ruthless, making her one of the most feared figures on the planet of Dathomir. Originally part of the Singing Mountain clan, Githzerion's hunger for power and fascination with the dark side drove her to leave and form the Nightsisters. Under her rule, the Nightsisters became a formidable force, using dark magic and the Force to their advantage. Her leadership turned them into a feared and powerful faction on Dathomir. So much so that the Emperor quarantined the planet just so they couldn't leave. When it came to Dathomiri power, Githzerion was pretty much without equal. Her skills with the dark side of the Force, including Force Lightning, Force Storms, telekinesis, and dark magic rituals that gave her control over others, she was powerful, dangerous, and was a constant bane to the Singing Mountain clan witches. In Courtship of Princess Leia, Han Solo and Princess Leia land on Dathomir and get caught up in the planet's power struggles. Githzerion sees their arrival as an opportunity to escape Dathomir and spread her influence. For some context on just how powerful Githzerion was, she actually ragdolled Luke Skywalker in a confrontation, which is, for anyone who knows the expanded universe, even though Luke's power levels are sort of fluctuating from book to book, this is a major feat and accomplishment for Githzerion. And whereas now in hindsight it's easy to see that this character is a little bit overpowered, it's important to remember that back then these books were iterative. They used the same cast of characters that had to continually expose them to new dangers, trials, and tribulations to outmatch the ones that came before. So it made sense for there to be a spooky Force witch who scared the hell out of Emperor Palpatine. I still haven't done the research on this just yet, but I can't help but think that Githzerion formed the foundations for who would later become Mother Talson, that is now canonical in the Disney continuity. So if a hybrid between Darth Treya, the Wicked Witch of the West, and Ancient Sith Lords is your thing, then maybe Githzerion is the girl for you.
So there's a little bit about our Force witch, Githzerion.
Witches.
I have to think, I don't know this for sure. This is lore that I don't know. I have to think that Githzerion formed a little bit of the influence from Mother Talson. But
like what would become her eventually? I could buy that. And that was the only thing. Maybe, and again, I that was sort of my idea, was the fact that like I don't know how much of like the EU when they were making Clone Wars, because that eventually said, they were just like, everything that's in here is canon, right? That's what Disney eventually said. But like I wasn't sure if even then they were going like, they're just this George was like,
it's an interesting fact. The Witches of Dathomir were
yeah.
first written in this book, The Courtship of Princess Leia, which came out in the 90s.
Okay.
And so obviously they took elements of it,
yeah,
and then they brought it over,
yeah,
and then they dropped other things. Well, Sean, listen. You're 0 for 3, but I think there's a way you can redeem yourself just as a person here. Never mind your Star Wars lore.
Right,
I think if there's a question
just
that's going to be
geared, self-respecting human being with dignity.
No. If there's a question oriented to your personality, I think this could be one. Okay. So here's question 4. Han Solo offered Warlord Zinch this insult via transmission before destroying his flagship, the Iron Fists, with concussion missiles. Here's what he said to him. Is it A, kiss my ass? B, so long, moof milker? C, go kiss a hut? Or D, kiss my Wookiee?
Damn. These are all so bad and they're also possible. Kiss my ass seems a little like, that seems like something that they would have done like in the original like OT movies, when he's like saying like, well, then I'll see you in hell, like right before he rolls out in Hoth to go find, like, and you're like, wait, hell exists? Like what does hell look like here?
Where is hell?
What is going on with that? You know what I mean?
It's
like
the Jedi temple. You just go to the Jedi temple.
So like ass, right? Yeah, no shit. Like so like ass kind of seems like it, like as much fun as it would be, as awesome as it would be to hear Han Solo say that. I feel like that's not it.
Kiss my ass.
Kiss my.
Did you want the other options?
Yeah. So and then the other one was like kiss my Wookiee was the
so it was one. A, kiss my ass. B, so long, moof milker. C, kiss a hut. And D, kiss my Wookiee.
Damn. Okay. Well, I don't think that he would say kiss my Wookiee to a person that he was gonna fucking take out. Kiss a hut, who he has a lot of experience and a lot of he detests very much. Kiss a hut seems it's threatening. Moof milker is crazy, very Star Wars, would love it, would love it to death, but I'm gonna go with.
But you don't believe it. You don't trust it.
But I'm going with Kiss a Hut, which is again, it's that Star Wars like, man, it's so hot out, I could tear the ears off a gun dart or something like that or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like some bullshit like that.
But I'm so horny, I could kiss a hut.
Yeah, exactly, right. And so, yeah, maybe the Kiss a Hut. I think I'm locking that one in. I'm gonna go for that.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Sean's answer is C, Kiss a Hut. Now, Sean, Mace Windu once decapitated a bounty hunter in front of his watching kid in an act of pure barbarism. He was more correct and right with what he did than your very incorrect and wrong answer. The answer is D, kiss my Wookiee. Yeah. We're going to hear a little bit about it right now, about the circumstances.
This is real. This actually happened in Legends canon. Warlord Zinch is one of my favorite mustache-twirling villains in the history of any mustache-twirling villain, but particularly in the old Star Wars canon. He was one of the most powerful warlords to emerge from the remnants of the Galactic Empire following the death of Emperor Palpatine. He was an Imperial officer who rose to the ranks to become respected and feared admiral. After the fall of the Empire, he declared himself a warlord and carved out a significant territory for himself, primarily in the Outer Rim. His domain, known as the Zinch Empire, that's really what he called it, became one of the most pesky remnants of the old Imperial Guard for the New Republic to deal with. Zinch was the king of the elaborate scheme. He had a superstar destroyer called the Iron Fist, which served as his flagship. That's about to be really relevant in just a couple of minutes. Zinch was a big character in the X-Wing series by Michael Stackpole, and while he would meet his end in a book that characterized him a little bit differently than Stackpole did, it should not be understated how big of a character he was in that Rogue Squadron series. The guy was a true supervillain. He conducted notorious campaigns that involved the creation and deployment of bioengineered creatures and advanced droids to sow chaos and destruction. His use of unconventional warfare tactics made him a unique and dangerous opponent. The New Republic, particularly its elite starfighter squadrons like Rogue Squadron, devoted significant efforts to neutralize Zinch. His reign of terror eventually came to a fiery end during the events of the Courtship of Princess Leia, that's why we're here. In a climactic battle, New Republic forces led by Han Solo launched a concerted effort to defeat Zinch. Zinch was ultimately outmaneuvered and killed, bringing an end to his empire. The last thing he heard, as far as we know, was a transmission from Han Solo, wherein which the old space pirate said, "Kiss my Wookiee." So there it is, an Imperial warlord going down on the bridge of his Superstar Destroyer to the taunt of Han Solo saying, "Kiss my Wookiee." Only in Star Wars Legends canon, folks. Only in Star Wars Legends
my
canon.
best friend, I would be like that doesn't make any sense. They'd be like, hey guy, hey, fuck you. You bumped into us over there. Suck my good friend Gabe's cock. That doesn't make any sense. And so
I give you permission to give people insults and say instead of suck my cock,
right.
you say suck my good friend Gabe's cock.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Kiss my Wookiee was the answer. Sean, you are wrong, and unfortunately, that's all the time we have. We're out of time here for this episode of TankTop Trivia. Thank you for joining us on this wild ride through the galaxy.
The time is literally the same as my score, 0. Fuck.
Remember, we're back every Tuesday with more unhinged installments of the most extra Star Wars trivia you've ever seen. Until then, goodbye, good night, and don't let the thought of Palpatine somehow returning again keep you up at night. May the Force be with you.